What is up, people? This is Rap Soup. I'm Mike. We got Matt and Nick doing another album review today. We have College Park by Logic, his brand new album. There was a time when Logic was looked at as a corny rapper, and it was probably pretty deserving. He went Hollywood, he got cheesy, he got black and white, when all that was going on. He's back. He is fully back. He has fully revived his career to back what he was before all that. When he was in his mixtape days, when he was his first few albums, I think Logic's hitting his peak again. This might even be his full peak. His last 3 album run, No Pressure, Vinyl Days, and College Park, excellent albums. I think we got to really appreciate what we're getting out of here, because you don't see career resurgences like this very often. I mean, he was always popular, but there was a time when he was looked down on by the average person. But so this album, I think it was very good. There's a lot to say about it. So what do you guys have to say?
I think there is some good songs, but I don't know if I agree with that. Dude, I don't know. I think that it was good. It was totally better than his last few that he's been putting out the past handful of years. But I don't know if he's back to where he was, per se. At least I don't know if I'd say that, but I could totally see why you'd say so, because it's definitely better than he has been. And there were some songs I really liked. I'll mention those later, but I saved 3 songs from the album, and there were some that are completely skippable that I would never revisit again. I was totally fine with it. I didn't dislike it, but I also didn't like it. It's not an album that I'm going to revisit and listen to in full ever again, probably. Maybe I will to see if I could change my opinion, but 3 of these songs I'll definitely either put in my main playlist or just have in my liked songs section on Spotify. Nick, you might feel differently than both of us.
I'm definitely more in the Matt camp when it comes to this album. I never really have been that huge of a Logic fan. He's definitely a good rapper, but his music, most of what he talks about, I don't really care for. It's not my favorite. Honestly, this might be the Logic album with the most songs that I have liked on it, but at the end of the day, it's not one of my favorite albums, and I probably won't be returning to it.
Yeah, I guess I should qualify my saying with I've been a fan for a really long time. I remember when he was in the FaZe trick-shotting music video when they came out on YouTube, and that was like the biggest deal for that community. He was wearing a FaZe hoodie in like 2011, 2012 probably. When he was doing his Young Sinatra mixtapes, those were some of my favorite music ever. So I guess I have a longer understanding of his career and his just like an album evolution, I guess you could say, because I've heard everything he's ever made, pretty much. And it's not to say that this album is flawless or without its issues. One positive of it, there are good skits on here, like some really funny skits on here. You have it feels like he is in college, as the album implies. He's like, man, it'd be cool to get a song with all Wu-Tang on it, even though like 2 albums ago, he had a song with all Wu-Tang on it, which is awesome. But a lot of the skits felt like maybe they should be their own tracks on the album, because obviously they're good, but like you're not going to listen to them more than once, maybe twice. Like if you're listening to the songs, you're not going to want to hear the skits, but they're all attached to the songs, which I don't know, kind of a negative for me. Luckily, they are all at the end of the songs, so once it gets there, you can skip and you're not actually missing any of the song, but I don't know. That was his creative decision, wouldn't be mine, but who am I to say?
That was actually my biggest complaint with the album, was the amount of talking that he does in between songs. Like, sometimes I just want to listen to an album. I don't want to hear what you've come up with in your mind. And that's, I don't know, I totally disagree that you said he's no longer corny, Mike, because I feel like these skits on this album prove that he's still just as corny as ever.
But they fit in. There's reasons for them. It's him in college, thinking about the progression of his career, like thinking about his future and the little conversations that he's had, like as he's grown up. I don't know. We could have different opinions. That's fine,
They
but
definitely fit with the album, but just because they fit doesn't make it good.
yeah, I've
I'm
never been a
fine.
skit guy, but it is what it is.
I'm fine with him being corny because I think that if you're an artist, you do whatever you feel. And dude, just because we aren't into it, there couldn't be more people that are into Logic. I just
Yeah.
saw this video from Thursday of him bringing someone up on stage to rap 44 More off what album is that? Bobby Tarantino 2. It's like the last track on that album. It's probably my favorite Logic song other than Young Sinatra 4 and like Fade Away or in his earlier stuff. And dude, he brought this kid up there and he did really good. Better than I did when I was on stage at the Grip concert.
No pun intended, but grip. Hold on in this moment, cause soon as you read the stuff, they're gonna want you to talk. So you better grab the seatbelt, and I did mine, and that's your I'm gonna make that passenger. So then you pass it back hurt. If you never stop to smell the roses, you know one thing that's for sure. You don't get a rose with your daisies, that's why all your answers are. Back in the water,
But yeah, I think that his fan base is just kind of. I don't want to bash his fan base, but I mean, it's definitely more of like a nerdy type of fan base. I feel like me, like how I'm into Eminem, and everyone's like, dude, fuck new Eminem, only old. It's kind of what Logic is, except Logic's younger, and he's not making songs with Pink and shit.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude,
it's like the same idea.
I have no
like this-
problem with it. I think he's making music with a lot of really positive messages in it, and a lot of people are really finding themselves. I don't know.
It's relatable music, the things he says.
Yeah, people are positively impacted by this album, and I think that's a good thing. But it's just not for me, but I'm glad it exists.
So, what would you say your guys' top 3 songs from the album are?
My top 3 songs are Lightsabers, Gaithersburg Freestyle, and Shimmy.
Nick?
Yeah, I also had Lightsabers, Shimmy, and Village Slum.
All good choices. The least surprising thing, also had Shimmy. Shocking, us 3 liking Joey Badass song. Really happy they finally collabed. That was huge. And then also Gaithersburg Freestyle. That was excellent. And then I've been seeing a lot of this online too, that Red Pill 7 is like one of the people's favorite songs like he's ever done. And I'd put that in my top 3. There was a lot of good shit said in that song. That was impressive.
I'll re-listen to that one.
Red Pill 7 was cool. I liked Village
Yeah.
Slum the most, I think. I liked him kind of diving into his parents were an alcoholic and he's like dealing with that stigma his whole life and how he's been trying to get away from it. I think that was a good song.
Did you guys know who C. Castro was before this? Because he's the main reason I chose Lightsabers. He was really sick.
Dude, C. Castro's been working with him since the beginning. I couldn't know more.
I couldn't know less, so I'm going to have to check. Does he have his own stuff?
That I don't know. When we were in grade school, C. Castro was going on with
Okay.
Logic.
I almost
well, I'm
picked
gonna
the
check
3
him out,
C.
'cause-
Castro songs.
Yeah.
As my 3
Every song
favorite.
he was on I liked.
I could show you a bunch of other cool shit that they've done together from the past.
Dude, I also... Self-Medication was good, but I wouldn't put it above the other ones.
I wish Redman had a longer verse, to be honest, on that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But the beat was cool. Logic was nice on that too.
Yeah, I do want to make a comment about a line I thought was pretty funny on the song Incipio. He said, "I made 30 million and my life changed. Finally found happiness when my wife changed." I think that line kind of just describes the mood of the album, that his life is just a lot better right now than it's ever been. And it's not because of money. Like, he's actually fully happy and, like, not locked down by studio pressure to pump out albums. Like, he's doing what he wants to do when he wants to do on his terms, and this is the result.
He definitely seems
Was-
like he's in a good place right now.
Was that a reason that he wasn't really as good as he once was, like in the late 2010s? Is that because he was like being pressured to put out a lot of albums and stuff?
I think it was pressure to be like mainstream and put out like not pop albums, but more stuff that a lot of people.
Is he independent now?
Yeah, I believe so. Like everybody, I don't know. That album, not sick. That was like almost ruined his career. Even though they had some huge songs on it, but like the actual rap fans did not like that.
I could totally see him, like how you started this video talking about how he's back. I don't know if I'd say that yet, but I could totally see him coming back to his old original form, but like a new and improved version of it. Because why wouldn't you look at it like this? This album was kind of a good sign of that, because this is his best one since, it's my favorite since like 2015.
The Incredible True Story.
Probably.
Yeah, that was my last. That was that I don't know. That was actually just one of my favorites he's ever made. I was listening to that earlier. There's, I think, one skip on that whole song or whole album.
Yeah, Fade Away is probably my favorite Logic song.
Yeah, there's good stuff there. So, what would you guys rank this album?
I'll give it a 2 out of 4.
I'll give it a hot 2.
This is totally my bias. As an album, not individual songs, because like I think it's a better album than it is like songs from the album. I think I'd rather listen to it front to back than just like pick out random songs. I'm gonna give it a cold 3. I
Totally
think
get that. That's so fun.
this is yeah. There's quality here. It's not my favorite, not my least favorite, but it's a high quality.
With that lead up, I thought you were about to give it a 4. That was crazy.
No, I don't. I think only one of his albums I'd actually give like a full 4. Some of his mixtapes I would, but
Yeah, I think a hot 2, cold 3 is fine, but I also think that a 2, a normal mid 2 is fine.
all right. Let us know what you guys thought. Did you like the album? Did you not like the album? Are we right? Are we wrong? Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.